stuff. There's not as many of you today, and I'm kind of excited about that. We can all get comfy, we can all make some space. So how are we all doing today? We good? Yes, amazing stuff. Now I can imagine all of us in the room have pretty much been here before, right? If you haven't, welcome. Hi. I'm Keely, but obviously we're not here for me. We're here for the wonderful Jon Ashton. Now, he is an amazing chef. I've mentioned this in the previous introductions, but he's been on other ships. He's been on the Wish, the Treasure. He's had the Jolly Good Burger, which is delicious. Well, I haven't tried it, but it sounds delicious. We've had the chicken parmesan meatballs. We've had the chicken torch soup. What did we have yesterday? We had the butter chicken. Yes. And today we have a chicken sort of Mediterranean salad, which is really exciting. So as we all know already, Jon doesn't come in until we're all up and boogieing. So I want everyone on your feet. I know it's early in the morning, but what better way to wake yourselves up than to do a little bit of a dance? So everyone on your feet, and we're gonna have a little bit of a boogie.
I got a wee bit dizzy there, to be honest. I really did. I thought it would look quite trendy on your phone, swinging around, but I'm not very good with motion and heights. That's why I don't wear any heels anymore. Good morning. Can I have all the wait staff come down here? Can you all come down here for me? Come down to the floor. Come on. I want you all to come down. I'm so sorry. I never tell them what I'm doing, because if I told them what I was doing, they wouldn't be here. They'd be wearing the camouflage outfits. Come down here, everybody. Get on the floor. Keely, you have a microphone. Cheers so much. I know you're embarrassed. I'm so sorry. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Without the beautiful cast members on the ship, I couldn't do my job. And I always want you to remember that it's not just me. I make you laugh. I make you feel at home because I'm chubby. But without all of these cast members, I couldn't do it. Can you say your name? Oh, sausages. I don't even know. Let me see. Oh, sausages.
You got it, there you go.
Dado.
Anna. Andre.
Gerda.
Bruno.
Dado.
Anna. Andre.
Gerda.
Bruno.
Gerda.
Try this. This is my cake, what's coming in a few days' time. Thank you. Love you, buddy. Mike's a good friend. You seen him singing the other day. He's got an amazing voice. And wasn't he brilliant? And you know what's so wonderful? I will do some cooking eventually on the last show. But what's amazing about Mike is that we've got this relationship and we have a wee chat on the phone, and like many of you get to know each other, you meet some beautiful souls. He's wonderful at lyrics and writing songs, and he's so talented, and he's adopted me, and we have phone calls and we laugh, and I just want to say love you, buddy. Thank you for adopting me. So I went to Palo last night. Ooh la di da. A wee lad from Liverpool. Oh, you got your camera again? Come on, come on, let's see. We might as well just do it. From afar, it's not good. What do you want me to do? A courtesy? Happy days. So nice you're on the vacation. I went to Palo last night. It was wonderful. A beautiful family from Rhode Island adopted me. I don't want to point them out in the crowd, but I want to say cheers so much. I had a joyous dinner. We had all of the wonderful food there. Had this pizza with mozzarella on the top and prosciutto. Delightful. The bread basket. Unbelievable. I inhaled it. I was like a goldfish. Didn't even touch the sides. Fantastic. And then I went to bed. But Dario, who works with me somewhere around, you'll see him, he's got a beard what I can't grow. He went to watch the fireworks and had a joyous time. So it was absolutely fabulous. I think we often overlook the simplicity in life. Today's show is dedicated to authenticity, because I always think about what's the recipe and where it's all about. So let's just go back to the old days of where you would pour yourself a glass of wine, you'd put a little bit of music on. When you go in the kitchen, set the mood. If you don't drink alcohol, have a cup of tea, have yourself a mocktail. How are you, doctor? Doctor bought me a cup of coffee the other morning. Try this. Can you eat chocolate cake? Can you eat this? Thank you for buying me a cuppa. You're an amazing soul. Doc looked after our soldiers in Alaska. Worked with a lot of he's a doctor, worked in Alaska with a lot of our soldiers. Went off to the Amazon, learned about natural cures. If you get a wee chance, have a chat. Most fascinating man, a wonderful book, and a beautiful soul. Oh, Dario. I think you just come on stage. Dario has been all around with the world with me for 4 years. He looks after me. I love him. And Dario is an amazing dancer. Isn't that right? What? You don't believe me? And you know, you've got a camera, me, so I'll film it. Go on, Dario, show us one of your moves. This is my show! Cheeky monkey. A lot of us overlook chicken. We purchase rotisserie chicken at the store, and they're great, fantastic at Costco as well. But you get a roast chicken and it's just wonderful. But what happens with chicken, a lot of the time we roast it and it never stays juicy. So today we're going to do a technique called dry brining. And dry brining is something where we just want to use salt to bring out the fluids in the water. Who's here? Who's my family? Is it with Rob? No, I've got to have people. What's my watch? Dry brining works with pork, works with seafood. A lot of the times when we cook fish, we think about just bringing the fish out and season it. So a lot of chefs teach you, bring the protein out, season it, salt and pepper. Please, please, please. Just, I know I jest around, but I do know what I'm doing. Making a pig's ear out of myself. If you bring that protein out 45 minutes before the fish, salt, pepper, you bring it out before, what happens is the juice comes out, the protein, and it goes back in. That's dry brining and wet brining. And I just want to show you today how you can do it with a chicken. And it adds so much flavour. This salad is just, to me, it's one of those salads where it's got everything you want from a chicken salad, but it's pretty basic. I'm going to take some salt, and this is where kosher salt becomes a hero, because kosher salt is it's got a larger grain, so the larger grain helps you see what you're seasoning. I'm just going to take some salt, and then we think about herbs. There's different types of herbs. You have your, I say herbs, I use the H. I know in America you drop it off. You say herbs, herbs, because you don't call them Harry Potter, you call them Harry Potter. You call them Harry Potter, you don't call them Harry Potter, do you? But we pronounce the H. There's some herbs that are meant to be at the start of cooking and some that are finishing. Rosemary is something where we want it at the start, but rosemary, remember, has got a large bouquet, so a small amount goes a long way, and rosemary's fine. I come from Liverpool. I was brought up with no money. We couldn't afford flowers when we went to weddings, so we just put rosemary in our pocket. We'd smell so floral. It would be wonderful. I'm going to take some rosemary. I'm just going to pull it off. When we take rosemary, just pull the herbs down, just pulling them off, just pulling the leaves off them. And you know, if you're making a scallop or you want to make a little bit of chicken, you can just use these on a scallop or a shrimp, and it makes a wonderful flavour. But please don't throw away these. There's two things you can do. You can freeze them if you're making a stock, or you can just take them, put them in some water, make a rosemary water, and then you can use that for teas and freeze it into ice cubes. We need less waste in this world. So I'm just taking some rosemary, and it's one of those herbs that doesn't mind the start of autumn as well. You know, some herbs like basil, as soon as it gets a wee bit cold, it starts to wilt. It's a little bit like me after my 8th show, drinking all the wine. It starts to wilt, but rosemary's not like that. I'm going to take some fresh thyme. Thyme is my favourite herb out of them all. You know, there's lots of different types of thyme you can purchase. There's lemon thyme, there's all these funky flavours of thyme, but if you just take a regular thyme, I think it's the best thyme you can purchase. And you just chop it. Now with thyme, if it's... Come on now. I want you to know, they took me in the kitchen and they taught me how to use a chef's knife. We're just chopping the herbs. If the thyme is old, the stems are going to be woodier. So you don't want to use older stems. You just want to use, pull the leaves off. You know your sift, sift, like the fine one? You can just put the piece of thyme into that. So you can just take the thyme, put it through and pull it through the hole, and it takes the leaves off, so you don't have to be pulling all of these off. So we're just chopping some fresh thyme. Herb salts, I think, are marvellous. If you're roasting some pork, you're roasting some lamb, you're roasting some chicken, you can just make a herb salt. Whenever we're chopping, finely chopping, place your hand at the back and you're just chopping. So what you want to do is just put your hand on the top and you just chop, chop, chop. And we're just chopping this fine. It doesn't have to be too fine because it's not a finishing. If we were finishing cooking, if I took a piece of protein and I want to finish, it would be a little bit finer because I don't want a big piece of rosemary in my mouth. It would be too floral. But if I'm just putting it in the chicken, I can roughly chop it because it's going to cook and it's going to infuse. So I've got my herbs. I'm going to add them to the bowl with the salt. and I'm just going to take my wee fingers and just mix them in. And what's happening now is we're making a seasoned salt. If I was at home and I was making some scallops and I want to add flavour, maybe what I want to do now is add some fresh thyme, some salt, and maybe a little bit of lemon zest or lime zest, because we know that seafood and citrus get along so well, like shoes and socks, like hats and scarves, like a chef on a Disney ship and a beautiful audience. A few. We take the chicken. We've taken the backbone out the chicken. Pair of scissors. The backbone. It's called spatchcocking. So we're just taking the chicken and we just take the backbone out. Really easy. Here's the backbone. Pair of scissors, shears, or a knife. Just bringing that out. Feel free, anyone, when they want to serve food as well, and why I serve the food, that's not a wee problem at all. I'll show you how to season this, and I'll get you a glass of wine, if that's okay with you. Take the salt, half a teaspoon in each section. So we're putting about half a teaspoon. Now if you look what I'm doing, the herbs are going under the skin. What's going to happen now is the salt's going to come, the chicken, the flavour's going to come up, the salt's going to penetrate the protein, the water's going to come back up, and they're going to go back in. And that's going to make the chicken nice and juicy. We go inside the legs. Feel free to wear some gloves if you're scared of using chicken. Just coming inside, right inside of the chicken. We take the chicken, turn it over, and we want to add some to the back. And this salt is the game changer. This is where we find that it just works out marvellous. We take the chicken and we place it in the fridge overnight. You could do it that morning. You want it for at least 6 hours. If you can leave it for 12 hours, happy days. We turn over the board. I think what would be perfect now, actually the servers are serving the food, so we'll do that in a second, the wine. The chicken just has a merry time. I just want to show you at home, because when you purchase parts of chicken at home, they're expensive. I just want to show you how to break down a chicken. So we've got a whole chicken. We take off, we just pull the leg. I'm just pulling on the leg, taking the knife, snipping down the side, and I'm just going to press it, just pressing it. So we're going to take a chicken apart, because you're going to be paying an extra few dollars a pound. So I'm just coming down, coming across the chicken. Now we've got a chicken leg. So we're going to take off the legs first, just to show you at home how easy it is. It doesn't take long, just coming around and just bringing it off the leg, just coming. You can see the joints right there, so you can see that the leg joint's there, and we're just coming across the body gently. So now you've got the legs. If you want the chicken wings, we just come in on the joint and hit the knife. Now we've got 2 chicken wings. Just coming through, here's your chicken wings. For the breasts, if we want to come down the breast, we just come down. Coming down the side of the breast, just coming down the breast, coming down. And just gently coming across the carcass. Just coming across. And you can see we're coming down. And now we have chicken breasts for when we eat the chicken breasts. And the nice thing when you do it at home, you get to keep the bones, and that's what you can use. But if you purchase roasted chicken at home, if you go to Costco or you go to your favourite supermarket and you purchase chicken, if you can, please don't throw away the bones. Start saving them up in the freezer for your chicken stocks, because it adds great flavour. I'm going to place this to one side. I'm going to wash my hands. Chef, could you get us a wet cloth, please? Thank you so much. When you're chopping at home, one of the first things we learn in culinary school is we want to make sure the board doesn't slip. We've got a board, but we want to make sure it doesn't slip around. Take a cloth that's wet or a piece of paper towel, because what happens is when you try to chop, you end up doing the shimmy shimmy with your board. And you know what will happen if you do that? You'll end up cutting your thumb. You want to make sure you just put a wet cloth underneath to stop it from sliding. At home, I use a couple of different styles of cloth. For cleaning in the kitchen and wiping around, I use micro cloths. I think microfiber cloth are perfect for wiping around. But for when I'm going in the oven or I'm going in if I'm doing my dishes, I always use the likes of these cloths. But be careful at home. I think a common thing that most of us do, which we make a mistake with, is we have a tendency to not buy some oven mitts. And I can promise you, invest in a small amount of oven mitts. If you live in a warm state, a really lovely warm state, I know this is going to sound so silly, but I promise it's the best thing you can do. They're about $19. Purchase welder's gloves. You know a welder? Because what happens is, most of the time when we have gloves, you can't really operate. It's hard on the grill to operate. You feel like a boxer and you can't get the tongs and you can't operate. And when we think about a welder's glove goes to here. So if you can, when you're grilling, always get buy welder's gloves, and you can move your hands around and it's on your grill. Because a lot of the time when people grill, they end up all the hairs go off their arms. Have you ever seen it? You can look around and your hair, it's awful. So purchase some welder's gloves. Thank you so much. I haven't said this to you today. Without this gentleman, this beautiful soul, this kind-hearted, beautiful soul, I wouldn't be able to do it. If any of the food's so good, it's because this talented chef. We take the chicken. Sometimes we buy bread from nice bakeries. They're so good, the bread the first day. The next day it hasn't got preservatives in it. It goes tough as anything. Absolutely tough. You could hit a home run. You could play cricket with it. A burglar comes in on his head. Don't throw that bread away. Remember, it's the outside that's got hard. Brush it with some water. Give it a jolly good brushing. Put it in an oven at 400 Fahrenheit. That thing will crisp up like the day it was born. It's so good, so don't throw that away. With this chicken recipe, I'm going to take another knife. We've been going backstage and making them blunter. We're going to make some croutons. When we make croutons, one of the common problems is we make them too big. Don't purchase box croutons, they're terrible. They are a... Croutons are a no, no, no. No. So sorry everybody, we're having Wi-Fi issues. Croutons are a... No. Don't buy croutons. Make them at home. Box croutons are a no, no, no. No. Can I take a wee moment just to say thanks so much for sharing the window of your life, and I just love that you come to the show, so thank you. I mean that. It's so silly, it's fabulous. So the times I think what we do is with croutons, we make a mistake, they're too big, and what happens is you go to eat the crouton and it's in your mouth and you don't chew as pleasant. Because you should be able to sort of look at someone and just be able to... And then all of a sudden, if it's too big, you're like Mr. Ed. Remember the horse? You're like, it's just not the way to go. So they should be small. And I think with this recipe, we talk about authenticity. I love that it's just so simple and a few ingredients making a good impression. How does it taste? Simple, so simple. We take the bread. Now what would happen is, if I put the bread in the oven now by itself, what would happen is the bread would go really hard. So I just want to put a small amount of chicken stock on it. Just a tiny bit of chicken stock, but I also want them to caramelize. But I'm going to add a little bit of... Is someone here like... I hope it's not these titanium teeth. Add a bit of oil to the pan. Now remember what's going to happen. Take the chicken. The chicken's got all the herbs in there. The salt, the marinade. Place it in a pan that fits. You want to, listen, make sure at home you use a larger pan. This is not right. It will fall down. You got me again. Fair enough. And I talk so highly about you, Amit. It's sausages. In a pan, not with the legs hanging over. If the legs are hanging over, it's going to drip down. Before you know it, your oven will be smoking like Auntie Dot. You want to make sure it's in a big pan. Now what's happening in that pan? All of those flavors, all of those chicken flavors are going right in to that chicken. All that schmaltz, all coming down into those croutons. The best, devilishly good, aren't they? Delightfully charming. We place it in the oven. Oh, I think we should wet our whistle with a wee bit of wine. There's only one way to have a glass of wine, and that's to... Oh, by the way, when I went off to put that hideous pirate suit on yesterday, I didn't see Jeremiah dancing. Apparently he took a few of my moves. You have a video of it? That's going to be worthless. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our favourite sommelier, Jeremiah! Oh heavens, so good.
Alright. Hello everyone. How was Jeremiah dance? Excellent. Alright. So what we're having today is malud. Alright, all the way came from Chile. Unfortunately, this is not the one of the most expensive malud we have today. Alright. So malud can make one of the most expensive wine in the world, just for information, which is a Chateau Petrus, been aged inside the span for 40 months, and that wine been sold, how much is $1 million? It's up to $1 billion. It's 100% it came from Merlot, just for information. Alright, so what's a good thing for the Merlot? Compared to Cabernet Sauvignon, all the Merlot, the sizes of the grape is much more bigger in general, so all the Merlot will become much more juicy and soft in the same time. So they can pair it with something with the soft meat, and just like this one roasted chicken, there's a little bit more on the berry sweetness. It's just like the dry berry. When you add with the roasted chicken, they're easy to pair with, just like the sweet sauce sometimes. Alright, when you take the nose of this wine, it will present more like the blackberries, a little bit more like the red berries. There's a little bit like the plant because they came from the cold to warm region. So wine. Oh, okay, yeah, alright, yes. So the name of the wine is called Santa Carolina, all the way came from Chile, Sandavina. Alright, which is a very rare wine, easy to pair, simple, easy to drink. Daily juice, table wine. Alright, please enjoy everyone. Enjoy your pairing. I might see you in one of my seminars today. Alright.
Thank you, Jeremiah. If anyone didn't tell you today, I think you're amazing. Thank you. Round of applause. So, we take the chicken and we go off to the oven. We preheat the oven. It goes in. Make sure you use your mitts because this is really hot. So you get it out the oven. Woo, that's hot. That's going to steam up my glasses. The audience ain't going to see me. Woo, got to hold it away. It's so hot. Hot food coming in. The chicken is really hot. We want to bring the chicken away from the croutons. When you make this recipe, you want to, oh, it's hot. Oh, by Jove. I need some tongs. Oh, oh, be careful at home because it's ever so hot when it comes out that oven. Just place it back in the small pan. And the croutons, you want to make sure at this point you move the croutons. If you don't move them within the first 10 minutes, they're going to stick to the pan. It's only normal, it's got all that chicken schmaltz in there. You just take it. Oh, be careful, don't touch the pan. You just toss them around. Once you've tossed them around, them croutons are happy days. Let them rest for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you deserve it. Give yourself that first crouton and tell yourself, I love me. Jon Ashton's okay, but I really love me. We make a simple dressing. This is where you can use olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. If you like dressings grassy, feel free to use some extra virgin olive oil, or sorry, extra virgin olive oil. How are we on time? I just want to make sure. What time is it? I've got my watch. 11:30. Oh gosh, we've got 2 days. It does sound like someone's mooing me, and I'm not sure because I'm wearing, I'll be honest with you, I can't get into my other jeans. We're only halfway through the cruise. I know you're looking at me thinking that I work out because I've got tracksuit bottoms. No! I'm here. I've got a six-pack. I just choose to protect it in case I fall over. Dijon mustard is an emulsifier. It brings the dressing together. A small amount of champagne vinegar. They did say they'd seen a few whales, didn't they? I keep on hearing. Champagne vinegar adds acidity. It's all about balance. If it's too sour, add some sweetness. Sweetness could be honey, sweetness could be agave nectar, sweetness could be some sugar. Add some sweetness. If it's too acidic, you can balance it off. If it feels too mustardy, add a little bit more olive oil to it. Remember what I always say, you are in charge of your palate. A little bit of pepper, a small amount of salt, not too much because we've salted the chicken and we can add salt at the table side, so please not too much. Don't. Always be careful. You've been to a restaurant and you've had something too salty, it isn't very pleasant on your palate. You have it and you're like, not nice at all. Take a whisk, a little bit more oil. Is it just me, or did this not happen a couple of days ago? Is this new? I haven't changed my teeth. I haven't, they're still the same ones. I've got a spare set. A little bit of oil to it. Dressing is happy days. Arugula. You could use iceberg lettuce. You could use romaine lettuce. Anything you want at home. Whatever you've got. You could use some cabbage. I like the arugula's pepperiness. It's got that mustard pepperiness. If you live in Europe, they call it rocky. If you can, don't bring the arugula out too far ahead of time. It has a tendency to wilt under the heat. It shouldn't look like this. But what you can do is a bath of a nice cold water. Take some water, put some ice in it. Then pour the water into another bowl. Place the leaves in there, bring them back out, and it'll bring them back to life. It's like taking that ice, what's that thing where all them fit men with all the six packs, they get into that ice thing of a morning where the temperature's cold, you know, the water, what's it called? Ice bath. I think I said that. Yeah, I do it every day. Whenever we're dressing a salad, you want to dress it towards the last moment. We have a tendency to dress them too far ahead. We've made the chicken 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've made the croutons. Everything's ready. The dressing, it's happy days, can just sit there. The guests come at 6:30, 7 o'clock. No worries whatsoever. You want to reheat it. Oven 250 Fahrenheit. Just reheat the chicken, you can put it. But the one thing you can't do is dress a salad too early. If you think about salad, what happens is, as soon as you put it near oil suffocates the leaves. So that's why it wilts, it can't breathe. Water doesn't do it, it's oil. If you overdress a salad at home, sometimes that happens. You put too much on. Just take the salad, you know your salad spinner, put it back in there, and it shakes the excess dressing off your salad. So feel free to do that. If your salad's wilted and you think, oh, sausages, I've just got, you know, I've got my leaves and they're no good. As long as they don't go too brown and bitter, take that and place it in the blender and just make yourself like a soup. A little bit of chicken stock, those leaves. It's going to make a nice soup for the summer. So we've got some cranberries, dried cranberries. You could use some white raisins in this. Feel free at home to get creative. Anything you've got. But what I've done is, I find sometimes with dehydrated fruits, they have a tendency to be a little bit too dry. When I make scones, I live in Martha's Vineyard, and we have scones a lot. But what I always do with my scones is, I take the fruit and I put some hot water on them. I rehydrate the dehydrated berries. So if you've got cranberries, dried blueberries, if you've got some raisins, pour some water over them, let them sit, hot water, let them sit for about 30 minutes. It just rehydrates them. And when people have my scones, they always say, that's a really lovely scone. But one of the tips I always do is always doing that. And if you like as well, orange juice is perfect because it adds a citrus note to it. So I've taken the cranberries, placed some hot water, and you can see just how plump they are. I don't think you can. Dario can. You can see how plump they are, and when it gets in the palate, it just feels nice on the tongue. We take some of these cooled down croutons. They're beautifully cold. Oh, so hot. These croutons, honestly, these are the bomb. You just try one of them. Fantastic. They're so good. Try a crouton. It's just so good. Try a crouton. They're just, honest, you'll see just the flavour from the chicken. The chicken's been roasted on it. You see the flavour? It's absolutely glorious. You're not on a low carbohydrate diet, are you? They're just absolutely fabulous. Just fabulous. Try one. What we try to do at the cooking show is give you an extra sample for $12. Take a big one. Happy days. We got the croutons in there. All that flavours from the chicken. At this stage now, we take the arugula. Adding the arugula to the salad. We got the cranberries, sweetness from the cranberries, the mustard flavour from the leaves, and the croutons and the vinaigrette just brings it together. It makes this symphony. We take the chicken, bring it out. You can see the skin's crispy, beautifully crispy. This morning it was really crispy. As chicken sits, it has a tendency the skin to go a little bit softer. Add some of the skin to it. Take some of the chicken. You can just shred it with 2 forks. If you don't have 2 forks, you can use your fingers. Pretend you're on that show Survivor, because that's how I feel sometimes when I'm up here. Toss it around. At this stage now is the part where we want to add some salt. Small amount of Maldon salt for seasoning. Small amount of freshly milled black pepper. Always freshly milled. Don't use the other stuff. We take a plate. Into the bowl it goes. Happy days. We take some Parmesan cheese. If you've got Pecorino Romano, happy days. If you've got some cheddar cheese, happy days. If you've got some Wisconsin cheese curds, even better. If you haven't got a fork, you give your taste tester a pair of tongs. Who's gonna be my taste tester today? Pick him. Do you want to come up here? Come on up here. Happy days. If you're trying to lose weight, I would always suggest eating soup with chopsticks. What is your name, mate?
Nathan.
Nathan?
Yes.
Nathan? Where are you from?
Vancouver.
Vancouver?
Yeah.
Fabulous. We sell wonderful Disney cruises from there. Have you been on one?
Yeah.
You have? Are you going to go on another one?
Has been.
I'm on a Vancouver cruise in September. Going to Hawaii. Yeah. You'll talk to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag Jon Ashton, get 10% off. Don't think it's a bad idea, do you? Come here, mate. Let's get you a spoon. I think we got a spoon. You got the chicken, the crouton. Are you a salad guy? Doesn't sound like it. Give you this. Now, Nathan, when you try this, I know you're not a salad guy. Your mum and dad told me. And I want you to believe in this. I want you to close your eyes when you do this. Go a bit closer. Are you ready for this? I don't think you are. Open wide. Open. I need a runway. Close your eyes. What are you feeling? Oh, sausages. Gotta go. Have you got something coming in here at 12 o'clock? A lot of your guests have been kind enough to come up to me in the hallway, and you've been so sweet and so kind. And you talked about how you are authentic and you're very honest, John. I think the most important thing in life is being authentic. The one thing we all get, I live in Martha's Vineyard and there's so many wealthy people there. I'll be living there until the homeowner comes back. It's not easy these days squatting. It takes time to be authentic, but it's one of the most beautiful things you can do. I remember I got up one morning and I had a grey eyelash come in with grey eyelash, and I remember looking in the mirror and I said, thanks very much to the good Lord, because now I'm different than everybody else. And the most beautiful thing is when we can be our unique, authentic souls, when we can be who we're meant to be. You don't have to have loads of money to be happy. Even if you're poor, with some of the best times of my life. The one thing every single one of us have in this room is 84,600 seconds every single day. We all get them, and it's up to us how we choose to spend them. If I may give you a wee teaspoon of advice, I would say don't waste a second being anyone else but yourself. Because when you are yourself, you get up with joy. You go in the shower, you sing Car Wash. You'll even dress up in a silly pirate's outfit at least once in your life. And you'll get in front of an audience and you'll never be scared. You'll just be yourself, an authentic soul. And that's the best way to go through this journey. I'm so thankful for you coming here. Please, if I may just ask one favour, just please say thank you to one of the team members. Say hello to each other on the cruise, because when you do say hello to each other, you get to meet some grand people like Michael and all of the family, like Kerry and Rob, which we'll talk about in a couple of days' time. We'll highlight them, we'll talk about them. Even some folks bring you chocolates. Chocolates all the way from England. I'm so thankful for you all. I hope you know that, and I mean that. I hope I make you proud. I don't know what trousers I'll have on tomorrow. Bigger ones. Have a grand day. And tomorrow we're going to be tomorrow we're going to bring in a taste of Spain. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about some restaurants in Barcelona that I love. I'm going to get your palates ready for Barcelona, and I'll highlight some restaurants. We'll talk about tapas, and we'll talk about the where to go and what not to do in Barcelona. Thanks everybody!